Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Neil. Neil is an anglicized form of a long-enduring Gaelic name Neil, pronounced Neil, used frequently since the Middle Ages in Ireland and the Scottish Highlands. Its root meaning is up for debate, but most etymologists believe it comes from Gaelic words meaning one of three things: champion, cloud, or passionate, vehement. All agree, however, that the usage of Neil/Neil started with a legendary late 4th/early 5th century High King of Ireland known as Niall Noígíallach, or Neil of the Nine Hostages, whose descendants from his Uí Néill dynasty would go on to rule Ireland for another 600 years, O'Neills/O'Neills. In Neil's time, there were four kingdoms in Ireland: Ulster, Munster, Leinster and Connaught, and the most powerful king of the four enjoyed more central authority over the others, known as the High King of Tara. Neil was born one of 5 princely sons of Eachad Mucmadan, who held the distinction of being the High King of Tara. According to legend, the 5 sons were given a test to find water in order to determine which would inherit the throne. One by one, each brother came to a well of water guarded by a hideous old hag. They could only drink from the well if they agreed to kiss the repugnant woman. All refused. Only Neil passed the test when he agreed to her request for a kiss. Not only was Neil recognized as the rightful heir, but the ugly hag transformed into the most beautiful woman in all of Ireland. After inheriting his father's kingdom, Neil went about consolidating his power throughout the northern region of Ireland and dominating his enemies. He assisted the Scots and Picts in the Gaelic Dalriada settlement, western coast of Scotland, against the pestering Romans, subduing the opposition by taking royal hostages, hence the 9 hostages. The most famous hostage taken by Neil during one of his raids was a young Roman citizen who would later be called St. Patrick. Neil of the 9 hostages was indeed a legendary champion and clearly a passionate, vehement Irish warrior of his day. The name Neil eventually morphed into Neil and Neil in English. It is also the root origin for the names Nigel and Nelson. Personality of the boy named Neil. The master number 22 combines the traits of 2s and 4s into a powerful force. The references to the master builder and large undertakings serve to underscore the massive potential of this personality. They are extremely capable and therefore almost always successful. 22s are courageous leaders, innovative thinkers, extremely wise, and highly organized. As such, they are able to manifest something of major importance that will have a lasting impact on this world. Master numbers carry with them a great sense of responsibility, so it can be a burden. However, 22s are executors and action takers. Further, this personality exhibits traits of the 2s, which bring sensitivity, spirituality, and harmony, so their endeavors are likely to benefit mankind in some capacity. Popularity of the boy named Neil. Although Neil has never once hit the top 100 list of most popular boy names in America, he has nonetheless been around and familiar for well over 130 years. The name dates back to the late 19th century, at least, and entered the 20th century with moderate success. The height of Neil's popularity was during the 1950s when he hovered around position number 150 on the charts. The name also saw a 54-position jump on the charts in 1 year alone, 1969, which was the year Neil Armstrong became the first man to walk on the moon. One small step for man, one giant step for the name Neil. By the 1990s, it became clear that Neil was going out of style as his drops on the charts became more substantial. The name continues its decline, but may be leveling out at low moderation today. The name is a simple, one-syllable choice, an understated champion. Most American parents are probably unaware of Neil's Irish/Gaelic background or the legendary exploits of his namesake. Even with all the glory associated with Niall Noígíallach, Neil still feels unpretentious and elegant. Quick facts on Neil. Gender, boy. Origin, Celtic. Number of syllables, 1. Ranking popularity, 623. Pronunciation, Neil. Simple meaning, champion. Characteristics of Neil. Organization, confidence, large undertakings, the master builder, leader, discipline. Cultural references to the baby name, Neil. Popular songs on Neil. A song by Teenage Fanclub, Fred Neil Medley, a song by Blonde Redhead, a song by Jerry Jeff Walker, Oh Neil, Neil Gow's Apprentice, a song by Fairport Convention, Young Neil, a song by Carole King, Neil Young, a song by Drive-By Truckers, Ronnie and Neil. Famous people named Neil. Neil Colville, hockey player, Neil Diamond, musician, Neil Young, musician, Neil Armstrong, hockey player, Neil Sedaka, musician, Neil Patrick Harris, actor, Neil Johnston, basketball player, Neil Coles, golfer, Neil Armstrong, first person on the moon. Historic figures with the name Neil. Neil Armstrong is best known as the astronaut who became the first man to step foot on the moon on July 21, 1969. More information to follow soon.